Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are over here at EPCOT for a very special video. We always tell you what we like, what we don't like, how much something is, if it's expensive. And I feel like at this point right now, we need to just talk about how expensive it truly is to eat around EPCOT here at their festivals. Now, obviously they have a few different festivals. The prices always range. I feel like around $6 to $10 for their items, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, but today, I think the best thing to do is just come over here, eat and drink around the festival, show you guys how much we paid and kind of just how expensive it is to eat and drink at the EPCOT Festival. So without further ado, let's head inside, get eating and drinking around World Showcase and give you guys that number that you're truly looking for. Now, the numbers may vary because obviously all of the items are different. So what we get could be completely different from what you get. Obviously, if you have a family of 4, 6, whatever the case might be, those numbers will always change. This is going to be what we spend for the two of us here for the festivals. Just kind of keep that in mind. Things could definitely change for you, but hopefully we can give you some sort of idea. Oh, it does actually look like EPCOT today is $5 cheaper than it was the other day. It was $179 for both Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios the other day, and then it was $174 for EPCOT. Now it's $169, so an extra $5 off. There is our big EPCOT ball here. It is pretty warm today. When I left the house, I was like, oh, you know what? It's not too bad. And then we got to the parking lot here at Disney. I'm like, wow, I feel like it's 10 degrees hotter. We are heading over here to the mac and cheese booth because we tried 2 of them so far, but I want to try the Impossible one, which has kind of like, I think like a fake meat in there, but it's like a fake like chili cheese. So we're gonna head over here for our very first item. We loved both of the mac and cheeses. They brought it back this year, obviously from, I think 2 years ago. But yeah, let's hopefully have a 3 for 3 on the mac and cheeses over here. So it's funny, we were just here, maybe about a month ago when Food and Wine first opened. Nobody was in line for this meet and greet, but today is a holiday. It is Columbus Day, so people are here in massive droves right now. We did notice some pretty busy crowds over at Magic Kingdom. However, Hollywood Studios just a few days ago was not that busy, so kind of interesting to see how things are working out. But either way, we are coming over here to Communicore Hall. This is obviously their new area that they built up, but this is where you're gonna find the Macatizers booth. And here we go. Like I said, our first stop will be for that right there, which is the Impossible Chili Cheese Macaroni and Cheese. So this is gonna be $6.50. So we did actually do these two. No, not the truffle one, I'm sorry. The original and the cheesesteak, both of them very good. This cheesesteak one was fantastic. We are not trying the truffle one yet today. We have some other booths that we wanna get to. Like I said, today, Impossible Chili Cheese, $6.50. Since opening day, they have added a lot more tables in here. There was, I feel like maybe like 15 of them before, and now it looks like they have a lot more available. So really appreciate to see that they are adding more inside of here, because again, we couldn't even find a seat, and there wasn't that many people before. Now I think we'll be able to get one inside. Now this is unique. They actually were calling our number. I'll let you guys know if they do this for the rest of the booths, but they called 333, I think, right there. So this was like our check number, and they're calling them out. So you didn't actually give them your receipt like you used to. They just like call your number out. So we'll see if that's how all of them are done, or maybe it's just for Macatizers. But that's kind of interesting that they're swapping it up here. Nicole's gonna go ahead and try this first for you guys, and we won't do super in-depth reviews because I think we're gonna get a few items. We're mostly focused again on the price. So again, $6.50 for this one. But let us know what you think on the Impossible mac and cheese. Hopefully it's pretty good. We did try the cheese. It tasted a little fake, but I feel like when everything comes together, it might be okay.
So the chili definitely was like overpowering the mac and cheese flavor, as expected in like a chili mac. And I was a little concerned that the mac and cheese would be weird because it's a vegan cheese, but you really can't tell any difference. You just get like a bunch of chili flavor, and the chili's really good. So overall, I think it's yummy. It doesn't have like a weird consistency, no weird flavor. And I don't mean to be rude when I say weird, but like sometimes like vegan cheese or vegan meat as like a meat eater tastes weird or different to me, and I think you can't even tell a difference. It's just a good chili flavor. Noodles could be a little bit firmer in my opinion, but overall really good. I think you'll like it.
That's good. That tastes dang near exactly like a chili mac. Could agree that the noodles could be a little bit more firm, but overall that's a great flavor. I don't think you would even like know the difference if somebody didn't tell you otherwise. So I could definitely recommend this, but $6.50 for our first item. Something I would like to point out is for $6.50, you do get a pretty good portion here. It's a nice little size bowl. You know, you get a good amount of noodles and chili and everything in there. So for $6.50, this is definitely a good value. I want to show you something over here. So at the Land Pavilion, we didn't see this before, but they actually have the Australia food booth here. It does look to have all of the same stuff from before, but I didn't even realize that they put the Australia food booth in here. So we're not getting it right now, but I did want to point that out if you guys are looking for it. Over here in the Lamp Pavilion. I think it says that in the little pamphlet, but I'd at least point it out for you. Now, either way, let's continue on and try out a few more food booths here. It looks like Earth Eats is actually over here too. I don't think I came over here for the opening day of Food and Wine, so I didn't even realize all this. But yeah, here is the Earth Eats booth. Lemon poppy seed cake, $4.50. That seems actually pretty decently priced. As we kind of walked by it, we forgot, we actually wanted to try the blood orange aqua fresca from here. And now that we're coming back, I think we're actually gonna try out this lemon poppy seed cake. It looks pretty good. So we're gonna try 2 items from here, $4.50 and $4.75 a piece. Let's go ahead and get in line. There is our agua fresca there, and Nicole is holding the lemon poppy seed cake. Now again, $4.50 and $4.75 here. So we are adding to our total.
$9.25.
$9.25, yes. So we're gonna go get a seat, or maybe we'll walk and drink and eat. I don't know yet. So we tried this agua fresca here. Super good, pretty sweet. It reminds me of like a more authentic, like Kool-Aid. So if you imagine like a red Kool-Aid or something like that, it just tastes like a real version of that instead of kind of like that fake sugary taste. That's what I'm getting out of it. Very good flavor. We're gonna try out this lemon poppy seed for you here, and we are back to our traditional garbage can as our table right now. I like that a lot. You get a little bit of that poppy seed, so if you don't like the poppy seed flavor, I don't think you like that, but it's a little cool, a little chilled, with a little bit of lemon in there, not too overly sugary tasting, especially coming from something like this that does taste pretty dang sweet. This is like a nice subtle cake, just a little bit of lemon. What do you think of those two?
I like that. I'm not the biggest like lemon cake fan, so the cake isn't overly lemony, which I really like. The frosting's a little sweet, but the cake itself I really enjoy.
What about the lemon or the agua fresca?
Very sweet. I wish it was a little more sour. Like I feel like blood orange is typically sour, but I weirdly enough agree with the Kool-Aid comment. It's like a more natural tasting Kool-Aid.
Exactly, right? So really like those two. But again, we added what, $9.75 or $9.25 I think to our total here. Again, we have pretty warm weather, but look at this. I don't even see a cloud in the sky right now. It is just blue sky if I've ever seen it. Oh, way, way, way over there. I could see it above like Mexico. Also, we have the monorail coming by and a helicopter out in the distance. But yes, very blue skies today. Well, we are continuing on right now, but I can't reiterate enough. That was like really good. I did see this earlier. I don't know if I want it yet, but that steakhouse blended burger looks pretty good. I don't love mushrooms, so I feel like I would have it without it, but everything in here, you know, truffle is mushroom truffle, but the actual mushrooms on top, I think I would probably opt against. But I don't know, maybe we'll come back over here for it. So it does look like Australia does have a booth out here. I don't know if it got damaged from the hurricane or I don't know, but it does say coming soon. So I guess depending on when you guys end up coming to Food and Wine, it might still be in the Lamp Pavilion, or it could be out here kind of next to Noodles right outside of Brew-Wing. Now we are coming over here to the China Pavilion. I will show you what we are getting. So right here, we have gotten this in the past, this crispy duck bao bun. It is very, very good. $8.25 though, pretty expensive. Almost the price that we paid for 2 items from the other booth. So $8.25 will be added to our total here for the crispy duck bao bun. The line is not too long here though, which is always a nice plus. There is our crispy duck bao bun. It definitely does look a little bit smaller than it has in previous years. Also, I feel like it was more shredded last time. That looks more like a log. Also, is that a pickle on there or something?
Yeah, it's different.
So trying this back out, this pickle here is it a sweet pickle?
It's a gross pickle.
I was gonna say the pickle is not great on there. A little bit more fatty on the duck than I think we're totally used to.
Not super crispy.
No, not how it was 2 years ago.
Last year.
Was it last year? I thought it was 2 years ago.
It was last year.
Okay. Well, yeah. Either way, don't love it as much this time through. Not the best value for $8.25, I think.
A little bummed out.
Yeah. That's all right, but either way, $8.25 added to the total. Yeah, that is kind of a bummer though. The sauce was a little sweet, and I know a hoisin sauce tends to be pretty sweet, but overall, just like the flavor was just weird. It's like I feel like I have like a weird like oil on me too, which is kind of bizarre. Either way, we're kind of checking out a few items along this path here. I think we're gonna skip Italy. I don't know. I'll see what Nicole says, but you know how we feel about that one. Either way, yeah, not as good as it has been in the past for that duck bao bun. Okay, next up, we are finally trying the Chicago-style hot dog. Now, for those of you that know, Nicole and I are from Chicago, so we know what a good Chicago-style dog is. However, a lot of you guys will yell at me because I don't like the green relish or the tomato. So you're like, well, then it's not, you know, a Chicago dog. But it's a personal preference. I get it. I'll see how it all comes together. That's just how I get mine, and like I said, I know that I'm probably crazy for not keeping it all the same, but that's just how I am. Either way, let's go ahead and add $6.75 to our total. All right, we're gonna try this out again. I know you guys probably think I'm insane for not having the relish and the tomato, and a lot of Chicagoans probably wouldn't associate with me, but that's okay. I'm also not exactly from Chicago. I'm about 50 minutes out, so maybe that's the extra toppings, right? It all kind of makes sense. Either way, the bun is a little smaller, as you can see. The dog actually comes out the ends there, so.
It forces you out, doesn't it?
I just don't like when it's like a really heavy meat, but yeah, we're gonna try this out. It looks pretty good though. I was actually pleasantly surprised. We even have the poppy seed bun. Here we go. So, a little messy, but overall, this is solid. This is definitely that Chicago dog feeling. And we have a place called Portillo's down here, and it was basically brought down from Chicago, and I think actually this might be closer to an actual Chicago dog as far as just like quality goes. I like all the quality of everything on there. I feel like they do a good job assembling everything. I would like an additional sport pepper if it were up to me, but overall, I really like this. They knocked it out of the park here. Flavors of America. Chicago dog. Get one. So I think Switchfoot is playing tonight. I think Nicole and I know, what?
2 songs combined?
Two songs, yeah. Probably pretty accurate. But yeah, they're playing tonight. Pretty long line. But either way, we're going to kind of continue on. We've tried some food today. Everything's been pretty good, except for that duck bao bun just wasn't hitting the same.
Such a bummer.
I know. And you know, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't what it was. So, I don't know. I think I want to try a Belgian waffle this year because we had it, I think, 2 years ago, and it was really good. I think we're going to pass on the teriyaki chicken bun. It kind of tastes like Sloppy Joe, but Japan always has some interesting items. But like I said, I think we're heading out this direction now. Let's go see what we can find. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and do Belgium here, and we're actually gonna get a Belgian waffle. I don't know if we're gonna do the chocolate one or if we're gonna do the berry one, but either way, it will be $5.50 no matter what we choose. They do also have some fun looking drinks down here. So you have a Belgian chilled coffee with a kind of like chocolate liqueur. Then you also have just like, here it is, just the regular Belgian chilled coffee. I don't think we're gonna do that, but it does sound pretty good. Either way, I know we will be doing the waffle, so that is gonna be $5.50 to add to our total. Here we go.
Oh,
Next
no, I love
up,
fruit.
the Belgian waffle with a berry compote. So we did have this before. It does look a little different. Also, it definitely looks smaller. It is something that we kind of pointed out to each other. We were like, I feel like everything is just like smaller. How's the flavor?
Waffle has no flavor.
Okay.
A little doughy in the middle, and the berries are almost sour. So I'm very disappointed with this, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Should we have done the chocolate?
I don't know, because the waffle is really lacking flavor. That's not good.
Oh.
That's a bummer.
All right, I'll try it out. Here we go. It definitely looks a little doughy on the inside. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but it's like, I don't know, almost looks like gelatin. Yeah, so it's a little weird. And so I had blackberry. I wonder if you had a blackberry too. I don't think that blackberry goes with this dish. The actual waffle itself is like spongy, but almost like wet. I don't know how to explain it. I think they needed to cook it a little bit more. And the compote, I think, would have been better if they just did like a strawberry compote or like just like strawberries. I think like having those extra berries on there, I think is kind of taken away from it. So don't really love that, unfortunately. I'll still have a little bit more of it, but I don't know if we're gonna finish this one because I don't think either of us are liking it too much. Well, go figure, as soon as I am praising how everything has been pretty good today, we get something that is not good like at all. Again, that duck bao bun, totally edible, was fine. It just wasn't what it was the last time that we had it. This was just like, I don't know. And the more that the compote soaked into the waffle, it just was like really gooey. I don't know, didn't like it. And we've had this before and it was really good. I don't know if it would have made a difference getting the chocolate because the waffle itself was kind of gross. So don't think I would recommend that one this year. But again, I think it's because it's a berry compote and it's not just like fresh strawberries on top. I think that would have helped out a lot. Either way, we'll kind of continue on. We are heading now over to Brew-Wing, I think. Do you want the Brew-Wing wings or do you want that burger, that steak burger? Either way, they're both this direction, but what do you prefer?
I feel like you should pick because I'm always gonna pick chicken. Always, always, always. So
Okay.
what do you prefer?
Yeah, you know what? We were talking about getting the wings, so let's just stick with the wings. They've been
You said
good.
the burger. You said the burger.
The burger,
earlier
burger
today.
did look good. I don't know yet. I think we're gonna go with the wings. And the reason why is I want to show you guys whether or not they're as good as the previous years. We've had a few items from previous years that are not holding up. So let's go see if the wings are. So right now, that waffle was not as good and the duck bao not as good. So let's see now if the wings can at least be the saving grace for the repeat items this year. Okay, here we go into Brew-Wing. I think this is going to be our last item and then we'll have a total for you and then you guys can determine whether or not you feel like it is expensive to come here to the festivals at EPCOT. Either way, let's go ahead and get our item placed and ordered. Well, this is kind of fun. Look at the tables in here. I don't think we've actually sat inside of Brew-Wing for this year's food and wine. It looks like they have like these like little blueprints. I like that. Well, the cast member is handing out stickers also, by the way, so we got some free stickers in here. Nice and fun for the Muppets here for their little brewing lab. I also didn't see this. Let me show you guys this in a second. I feel like they dressed this up completely different than what they did in previous years. I feel like before it was just like the stuff on the wall. Now they have this full-blown like chalkboard over here, all these like little inventions. This is a lot of fun. I like what they did here. Kind of really brings the whole like brewing lab together. We just got our wings here and they smell very peanutty this time. So we'll have to see how they compare. Also, a lot of these like peanut chunks on there. I don't remember if they were on there last year, but I do remember having a peanut butter and jelly kind of flavor to them. So hopefully they're as good. All right, very sticky. I can see the jelly over there. I can see the peanut butter. Here we go. Not as good as last year. The skin is a little chewy on this one. The flavor's good, definitely getting a lot of peanut butter, just not as good. So unfortunately, the 3 items that we have repeated have not been as good. These, I think, are probably the best out of the 3 options that we've had. They are still pretty close, but like biting the skin, I felt it was a little chewy. Last year was nice and crisp. Just the flavor's just a little off for me. But like I said, definitely out of the 3 options that we've repeated, this is probably at least the best out of those 3, but still not as good as it was. So this was $7.75. Time to add that to the total. Also, they did call our number out here as well. So here in the mac and cheese booth, they did like a call out. So maybe like the internal buildings when they're bigger like this. Now again, I feel like they really themed this up pretty well in here and I think they did a good job. So I would definitely recommend checking out Brew-Wing. Even if you're not getting any of the food items, at least come in and take a look, especially if you like the Muppets as well. It's kind of fun. Now that we have finished up everything, and you should have a total on screen or have been able to kind of keep track as we went along, you guys will have to let us know what you think. Was it worth the price that we paid for food here at Food and Wine? Now again, just to reiterate, our price could be different from your price because you could be getting different items. Obviously, we just got things that we wanted to try. We did a few repeat items and then we did a few new items. Again, the repeat items I think really struck out today, which is always a little bit of a bummer, but I do feel like all the new stuff was pretty good overall. That hot dog was a hit. In my opinion, that was probably the best thing that we had today. And the mac and cheese is always just good. So I feel like I can't recommend that enough. And I think both of those were pretty affordable at like $5 and $6 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty affordable options and good options at that. This was $7.50 or $7.75 or whatever it was. And in my opinion, wasn't very good. Not really worth it. So either way, hopefully you guys were able to gather some information and you guys can make a decision whether you think it is worth paying for the amount of food that you get here at EPCOT's Food and Wine Festival and just festivals in general. If you guys want to see this done for future festivals, let us know. We will definitely do that for you guys, kind of keep a running total and show you what we get. Either way, if you did enjoy hanging out with us here today, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help out so much. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.